started writing this episode of the recording of my podcast maybe, 10 times. And every time it reads like I'm telling you about someone else, like it's a story I picked up somewhere and I thought you should hear. And then I get part way through and something catches, oh, this is me. This is actually happening to me. I'm a very private person. I don't normally share things like this. So if this feels a bit stiff in places or like I'm circling the point, that's why I am circling. It's taken me a while just to say it out loud, even to myself. Now, a few months ago, I said goodbye to a friend. She wasn't a close friend, but the kind of person who lit up every room she walked in. Glamorous, funny, full of energy. Her brain never stopped. I used to think of her as a butterfly, always beautiful, always moving. And she was only 4 years older than me. I remember telling her she should write a book. She'd had the most extraordinary life. On the Late Bloomer Author podcast I record, I dedicated an episode to her, and I said she never did write it. I also said that one day isn't a date in the diary. It doesn't arrive on its own. You have to choose it. I was wrong, as it turns out. Her husband got in touch after that episode went out and told me that in her last year she did write it. Not finished, not polished. He said she struggled to edit properly, with everything that was going on at the time. But it's there, for her children, for whenever they're ready for it. I think about that a lot now. So a few weeks after we lost her, I decided to put on a fundraiser for Cancer Research UK. It felt like the right thing to do with what I was feeling. It's booked for the 13th of September in my local village hall. What I didn't know when I booked it is that I'd end up part of the story I was raising money for. It started with abdominal pain, on and off for a couple of weeks, sometimes quite severe. I put it down to all the usual things: stress, something I'd eaten, IBS, one too many drinks the night before. I left it longer than I should have. When I finally went to the doctor, he examined me and told me quite bluntly that I should have gone to A&E, given how bad it had been. He sent me off for 3 things: a stool test, a blood test and a urine test. I did them all, dropped them off, and a few weeks later, when I hadn't heard anything, I called to chase it up. And what I was told was everything was clear. What I wasn't told, because nobody actually knew themselves at that point, was that the all clear only covered my blood test. The stool test and the urine test had never even reached the lab. They'd simply gone missing. No results were ever produced for either of them. I didn't find that out for a while. Then the routine screening kit arrived in the post, the one they send you automatically, once you're the right age. I think it's 60. And I nearly didn't do it. I'd only just a couple of months before had a stool test done through the doctor and been given the all clear. Why would I need to do another one? I didn't know at that point that the all clear had been given had never actually covered that test at all. I did the kit anyway. I'm still not entirely sure why. Habit, maybe, or just not wanting it to leave it in the drawer. Less than a week after I'd sent it, I got an email asking me to go for a colonoscopy. I went in, they took a biopsy, they told me they'd found something, though they wouldn't say more than that. I'd need a CT scan next, and everything would be looked at together before anyone told me what happened. That's where I'll leave it for today. Except to say, if you're in your 40s, your 50s, and especially your 60s, you'll get one of these kits through the post if you haven't already. Just do it. Even if you've just had a test done somewhere else, even if it feels unnecessary. I nearly didn't, and I think about that more than anything else in this whole story. I'll keep you updated on my progress, what's happening, where I'm at. This is the Late Bloomer Living podcast, and I'm Wendy.